for you! Welcome back, I'm Captain Xavier, and by now you should all know my stance on free stuff. And what we have here today are a few more items sent to me by GearBest, and we're gonna take a look at them. We have some shrink wrap, different stuff than the previous stuff they sent me. This stuff is all red and black and comes again in its own nice little case. Several different sizes in both colors, so a variety for whatever you may need, and we're actually going to test that today because I also have, they sent me some solder. Now, the previous solder that I got from them I really liked, but then I couldn't find it again on their website. So I went with a different solder that they had on there, and we will see how well it works. I'm actually going to solder some wires together and then shrink wrap them and see how well it functions. But we need to have the soldering iron heat up first. So while that's doing that, I'm going to show off this nifty gizmo. This is a precision scale that I acquired from them. I've been meaning to get a scale for a while for doing all kinds of tests, weighing different flywheels, weighing different motors, weighing different darts and ammo types, and seeing how they all compare with each other based on weight. Definitely wanted it for like testing the consistency of rival ammo from various manufacturers, because that has been something that's been kind of an issue. So, as you would expect, there's an on-off button, turns it on. Mode then allows you to switch between units, and I'm not even sure what some of them are. There's grams, ounces, DWT, CT, GN, and TL. So hopefully those modes mean something to you. Putting something on there, if you want to have something to hold things, for instance a cup, you push the tear button to zero the weight once you have something on there. And there's a fan blowing, so it's affecting things because that's how sensitive these scales are. It's really nice. So we can now take a look at some different rival ammo. So here's one that's coming in at 1.6. A different one's coming in at 2.0, give or take. 1.87. 1.84. So as you can see, there's a lot of variety, and this based on density, consistency. Some of the lighter ones are the softer ones. Generally, the harder ones tend to be the heavier ones. And so yeah, that's kind of handy to be able to really compare and get a good idea of various brands. But it has another feature that I discovered when I actually read the instructions, trying to figure out what all of these buttons did. The PCS button. What it does is it allows you to weigh, or it will count the number of pieces. So there's a way of calibrating it. You read the instructions, you hold down the PCS button, you then put on 25 of whatever unit you're looking for, or 50 or 100, depending on how accurate you want it to be. And then you push the button again, and that is what is considered, that's how it then calibrates. So now, every time I toss a rival round in here, it counts up. And if you pour a whole bunch in at once, it'll give you, now that is in fact 50, and the reason it's only showing 48 and almost 49, depending on where the wind's blowing, is because of the inconsistency of the weight of rival rounds. If they were all exactly the same weight, the scale would be able to give a more accurate reading. But because there is, upward as much as a 25% difference in weight over the course of even 50 parts, that can easily equal one whole or two whole units. So it's not going to be perfectly exact for most Nerf ammunition because of the inconsistency of the weight, but it will give you a very good ballpark figure. And if I'd calibrated it for 50 unit, or 50 or 100, or I think it even does more than that, it would be more accurate because the error would be more distributed. So there you have it. Love these scales. Gonna use them for all sorts of things. One of these cups, incidentally, weighs as much as 7 rival rounds, so that's when it takes it off, it goes to 7. It should be -7, but it's apparently not calibrated or designed that way, so it just says 7. And then you put a round in. 1. Lovely. So that's how the scales work, and I like them. They come with a nice little cover, keep it from being, you know, pressed and thus being messed with. Lovely. I don't know what the max weight of it is, but I wouldn't want to put, you know, something too heavy on it because it would probably damage it. But for light applications like this, it is fantastic. Okay, let's do some tests with the solder. Hopefully that's close enough you can actually see what's going on here. Well, it melts nice and quick. That's nice. Oh yeah, that works real nice. Easily able to get a very clean tinning on both wires. Let's get some of that shrink wrap going here. Okay, now we're gonna solder the 2 wires together. Lovely. Put our shrink wrap over it. Hit it with a little bit of fire. Oh yeah, that's much nicer than the stuff I was using before. That shrinks down much better, much more uniformly. I mean, you can see the shape of the solder underneath there. It's wrapped so nice and tight. That is beautiful. All right. Well, I am thoroughly impressed with both the shrink wrap I've acquired. We'll see how much I think of it when I've used it a lot. Definitely like this solder. I may order a whole bunch of it because it also melted very nicely and went in right, tinned the wires beautifully, so it's got a certain amount of flux built into it clearly. Yeah, 2% flux, so very, very nice. I have been increasingly impressed by the tools and materials that I've gotten from GearBest. So, and their prices are not terrible. Obviously, you get what you pay for. They're not the most expensive, so they're obviously not going to be the highest quality, but for the price that I have seen, the quality is really very excellent. So, yeah, there you have it. I will recommend this solder and these shrink wrap kits. Hopefully I can find the links and put them down in the description. If not, troll around their website. They've got lots of stuff. And I do like the little scales, so I will be using them for doing future reviews and ammo tests and that sort of thing. And hopefully we can do some science. Alright, thank you for watching.